Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Possessed by TEQ Shen, and this is a pretty cool Dokkan Awakening for a World Tournament unit, and it's actually probably one of the cooler World Tournament Dokkan Awakenings that they've actually done. So what makes this guy so cool? And let's touch over it. It's attack type, key +3, attack and defense of 70%. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn with a high chance of stunning the enemy. He has attack and defense of 150% and seals the attacked enemy's super attack. He has a high chance of evading the enemy's attack, which is 50%. He gets an additional 10% evasion chance within the same turn with each attack evaded, which puts him up to a maximum of 70%. He gets an additional chance of evading attack plus 20% and 150% attack and defense as the first attacker in the turn, which puts him up to 90%. And then he also launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn, plus an additional attack of 100% for 3 turns after evading an attack. So this guy is a tank through evasion, which is really cool. It's not something that they usually do. He literally is designed to be a tank through evasion, like as in first start unit, because it's like Harudagon. His evasion should, in theory, make him untouchable, or close enough to being untouchable. Now there are a couple caveats, so let's talk build. You'll see I've gone for high crit, high evasion build. I think you could invert this, so I think you could have like 30 evasion, and then you could have like 10 crit, which would give you 20% crit chance. I think that's probably better if you really are planning on using this guy in high-end content. Now let's talk about how his evasion works. So evasion is, from the hidden potential system, a separate instance to passive evasion. So when he starts the turn, he has a 50% evasion chance. If you have him in the first slot, after the opponent has attacked, his 20% will kick in. So when he attacks, he has 70% evasion. Then if he evades, he gets 10% for each evade, up to 90% max. If he has, from his hidden potential system, say 30%, that puts him up to 93%, which is pretty good. Now, of course, you can never hit 100% evasion with a unit that does not have the ability to hit 100% evasion from their passive. You can hit really close, but you get diminishing returns. The big thing with Shen is he is pretty much untouchable. I will say, for me, I'm not a huge fan of giving units full evasion. Even if you give him 30% evasion, it's more effective for when he hasn't attacked yet than for when he has attacked, because by the time he's attacked and then evading an attack, your hidden potential system actually becomes a lot less important. But it's really in that moment before he attacks where that hidden potential evasion really counts in, giving him an effective 65% evasion overall. So it is something that's quite important. And he is actually really good at tanking because of it. So he really can be very impressive. There are moments where he's going to get hit, like any evasion unit, no matter how hard you try. There are going to be times where he gets hit. But outside of that, he's honestly pretty good. He also has greatly raising defense. He also gets another 150% attack and defense as the first or second attacker in the turn. So his start of turn 110k defense very quickly changes, and his defense can get to well over the 300k mark. But you're here for the evasion. You're not here for the raw defense. You're not even here for the attack stats. You're here for the god level evasion. And honestly, attack stat wise, not bad. I mean, 5 million's pretty good. With crits, that works out to being some decent damage, which is kind of why I favor the crit build. He also has some decent links, like Cold Judgment has not been active at any point here. Doesn't make a huge difference because his primary defense mechanic is his evasion, but he does have some pretty good links. Cold Judgment, Gentleman, etc. Guidance of the Dragon Balls helps him out with a bit of crit and increasing his attack, and overall you can push these numbers up a little bit. In terms of build, I'd probably say do a switcheroo on what I've done. So have 30 evasion, have 10 crit. But realistically, he's looking good. I actually genuinely quite like him. and I think he honestly looks like he's gonna be useful as a first art tank. If an event disables evasion, he's definitely not going to be as useful, but I think you'd be a fool if you think that's not the case. The big issue with him honestly actually is his limited teams. So he's only on 4 teams: Realm of the Gods, Earthbred Fighters, Tournament Participation, and World Tournament. And then he also has a very, very poor link set. Like, even by Dragon Ball standards, he only shares like 3 links with Dragon Ball characters. He shares like 2 links. The characters he does share 4 links with aren't that great. His best linking partner is probably Hachan, which is maybe the best linking partner that he can have overall. But yeah, I think for me, yeah, it's just going to depend. But I think overall, he's really, really good. Very interesting in design. I think a very exceptional unit. And yeah, I do like him a lot. I think he is good. I just think, yeah, there is a little bit of a natural limitation to him in terms of categories. But in actual performance, I think he's really fun. And I think there's going to be a lot of situations where you're going to find his particular ability to be a first art evasionary unit really helpful. Bye.